Welcome back, my butterfly kaleidoscope to One Hook, Two Hands. My name is Sarah, and I'm the creator behind One Hook, Two Hands today. And today we are going to be doing the first video of a two-part series in celebration of our 1 year on this channel. So this Wednesday, July 29th, is the 1 year mark of this channel. And I just want to say thank you to every one of you who've been involved with me and on this journey over the past year. I know it's been a little bit of a roller coaster, but I'm very grateful for each and every one of you, which is why I call all of you butterflies, because butterflies give me hope and joy, just like each one of you. And if you are new here, I also call them a kaleidoscope, because a kaleidoscope is what happens when butterflies land and take off together, as you saw in the intro to the video. And so I'm super excited about our first year together. And we are going to be doing a project today that I'm going to show you how to make the initial project, the initial granny square. I will give that away right now. The initial granny square. And then on Wednesday, for the actual 1 year anniversary, I'm going to show you how to take this granny square and make it into something pretty fun. So welcome everyone. If you are new here, feel free to flutter on down and gather around and watch this video. And if you happen to like it, feel free to flutter on down to that like button. And if you really enjoy it, want to see more videos like this, or want to see the Wednesday video, feel free to hit subscribe so you'll be notified when that video comes out. I just want to say thank you to everybody who has been here for the last year, guys. Again, when I said it's been a roller coaster, it's been a roller coaster. If you are new here, I have a chronic illness, and it's been a pretty rough year for that chronic illness, including hospital stays and ER visits, and finally getting my diagnosis, to fighting and fighting and fighting to try to get treatment, and we're still fighting that part. But yeah, at the same time, there's been a lot of highs too with all of you here, and so I'm extremely grateful that you are. Today, I just want to celebrate that, and I want to say thank you. So in honor of my butterfly kaleidoscope, I have created a pattern, and like I said, this is my own pattern, which I'm really kind of proud of. But I created this pattern for my butterflies, and so we are going to make a butterfly granny square. Yep. And if you don't know, this is the colors of my little logo that I have for my channel, which is a purple crochet hook and butterfly hands that are blue. So I've kind of based that off of this. So this is our butterfly granny square, and I'm going to be showing you how to make this today, just in celebration of each and every one of you. And if you do make this, I would be really, really excited if you guys would go to the community tab and post a picture of the one you make. And like I said, I'll be showing you how to turn this into something pretty cool on Wednesday, so stay tuned. But this is the granny square, and let's get started. Real quick, guys, I forgot to mention the yarn that we're going to be using for this project today. I am using the Premier Yarn Just Yarn Value worsted weight yarn. And so if you watched my Premier Yarns video, you saw me bring that out. Like I said, it's coming back. For this project, I have already caked up different skeins. So for the green, this is what one half of the skein looks like. Yes, one of those skeins creates 2 cakes. That's how big those skeins are. So, excuse me, guys. Hold on. Guys, I managed to pause it in time. One skein does create 2 cakes worth of yarn, and they average about this size. So, as you know, I've already used a little bit of this one. And then the ombre cakes up into one whole skein can get into a cake. It's a little close because your your machine is going to start to be a little whiny when you're caking it up, but you can get one cake out of the ombre yarn. So I did that. And then this is my eggplant, and I purposely made this one a little bit smaller. And that means I have a much bigger cake over here of the eggplant. But this is my eggplant purple, so I used eggplant, spring green, and the teal ombre is what I am using. Now, because the colorway is so long, you kind of end up not having any change per se in it, but if you do have a change, that's okay. So we're going to get started now, and so grab your whatever worsted weighted yarn you're using. I'm using an eye hook. I'm using my Clover & More. You can use whatever you want. You will need scissors and a yarn needle, and let's get started. All right, guys, so to get started, I'm going to start with my spring green yarn, and we are going to start with a magic circle. If you are new to crochet, I will walk you through each and every step if you are new here, and walk you through how to make this completely. There may be a few time cuts where I'm just repeating the same thing, and so yawn bingo, but I will teach you how to do it. Now, because I hate weaving in ends, which I know we all do, but I really hate it. And so this does include carrying your yarn, and I am going to show you how to do that in this pattern. Also, we will be doing popcorn stitches for the body of the caterpillar, and I will also be teaching you how to surface crochet to do the antennae. I'm trying to think if there's anything else you need to know in order to do this. I think that's it, but you will see what I mean as we go. Sorry, guys. If you've been with me, you know. So in order to make a magic ring, what I like to do is I pinch my yarn between my thumb and my 2 forefingers, wrap it around once, pull this and pop it off, and then we are going to make a standing double crochet. So you need 2 loops on your hook. So you're going to grab it. I like to grab it with the same hand that I've got my hook in, and I wrap it around twice. So you have what is essentially your top loop, and then the yarn over that you would do for a normal double crochet. You go into your ring. You can hold it with your finger right here. Hold all your yarn together, yarn over, go back to holding the ring, pull up a loop. You now have 3 loops on your hook. You yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Now you have your standing double crochet. And guys, I do try to show how to do this. Now, I always like to mention this, and it's been a while, so I am going to bring this back up. I kind of hold my hook a little weird. You can hold it like I do. You can hold it whatever feels natural to you. Some people hold it like they're holding a knife. Some people do a pencil hold. But when I was in school, they had this really odd period of time, and I have literally talked to both teachers and students, and it was like a 2-year period where they taught this way of holding your pencil, and it's in between your 2 fingers. And basically it was my year and the year below me, and they are the only people I know that do this, but it was the way we were taught at the time. So for the record, I know that's not normal for most people, but it is for me, and that's what feels comfortable. So if you see me holding it and you think that just looks awkward, it's just what feels comfortable to me. But now we've got our first standing double crochet. Now we are going to do 2 more double crochets into the center loop. So To do a regular double crochet, you yarn over, go into the loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we have 2. Now we need one more. Yarn over, go into the loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And now we have essentially 3 double crochets right here. Now we are going to do 2 chains, which is just you pull through twice like that. Let me do that one more time so you can see. You can yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. 2 chains. Now, this is where it's going to get fun, and you're going to start to see us doing some color change and that sort of thing, and you're going to learn maybe some new techniques in this video if you're newer to crochet. So you're going to make 1 double crochet, but we're going to change color at the top of it, and I'll show you how we do that. So you're going to yarn over, go into the magic ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now here, instead of yarning over with your green, hold please, because my cake is trying to run away, as yarn likes to do. We are now going to yarn over with our purple and pull through 2. Now you're going to pull a little tight on the green behind it to get that to kind of close up nice, right? And then what I like to do, and I know not everybody does this, but I like to, again, anchor my yarn, which you guys know I do a lot of. So what we're going to do is, where's the tail here? And when I talk about the tail, I'm talking about the bottom of this double crochet right here. We're going to come down, take the purple tail, and we're just going to anchor it right here. I know some people do not anchor stuff the way that I do, but I also rarely have works that unravel. And I am a little persistent about that. So I usually knot it 2 or 3 times just because it makes me feel more secure about my project. And now we're going to work with the purple yarn, and we're going to be doing it over the green yarn. That's what it means to carry your yarn. When you carry a yarn, you are carrying it in your work and hiding it away to be used at a later time. So now that we have purple, we are going to make a popcorn stitch. If you've never made a popcorn stitch, I'm going to teach you how to do it right here. And actually, I want to bring you guys down just a little bit to let me loosen up my thing here and see if I can't move you down just a little bit so you're a little bit closer so you can see this. Now, to make a popcorn stitch, you're going to do 5 double crochets, and then I'm going to show you how you flip those 5 double crochets into 1 stitch. Excuse me, guys, I cannot stop. So what you're going to do is you're going to yarn over, go into the magic ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And now you have your first purple double crochet. Now you need to do 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you have 5 double crochets, and I know it's kind of dark because it's purple, but you should be able to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're going to take your hook, you're going to pull up a little bit on your yarn so you have a nice little loop there. And then you're going to go back into the first double crochet. You're going to insert your hook through that double crochet, and then you're also going to insert it through the loop, and you're going to pull that loop tight, and you're going to slip stitch that back through the first double crochet. And this is how you create your popcorn stitch. Now, the final step of the popcorn stitch is you're going to do a chain 1. However, because we're going to go back into a color change, you're going to drop your purple yarn, you're going to pick up your green yarn, and you are going to do your chain 1. Now, the thing about when you do this project, you are going to have to kind of pull on both of these colored yarns, maybe at different times, to make sure all the stitches are neat and have the correct amount of tension. But we have our first popcorn stitch. Now we're going to do one more double crochet on the side of this popcorn stitch. So do one more double crochet. And normally in a magic ring, I would kind of tighten it up a little bit. However, because of what we are doing, especially on the opposite side to this one, you're going to kind of need this ring to still be big until you get done doing the final side. So I don't pull it as tight as I do in maybe some of my other ones. So then you're going to chain 2, and you're going to go into the magic ring, and do 3 double crochets. 1, and again, you're carrying the color. So right now you're carrying both the purple and also the tail to your magic ring. So if you need to pull the magic ring a little bit because your tail is quickly becoming too short, you can go ahead and do it, but just be aware that you don't want to completely pull that too tight so that you have room to do the work that you're going to do on this final side. So then you've got, so to go back, you have 3 double crochets in green, 3 double crochets, 2 chain 2, you have 3 double crochets, chain 2, double crochet in green, change to color B or your purple in this case, do a popcorn stitch, change color, double crochet in green, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 2, double crochet, and here we are going to change color back to purple. So what you're going to do is drop the green, pull up the purple through the top, pull the green to kind of tighten that stitch a little bit. Now we have our purple. We're going to do another popcorn stitch, which means 5 double crochets in the purple. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I will say about this pattern, the body of work is just double crochets, and because it's double crochets, if you need a little, even though I did do a brief showing of how to do it, if you need a tutorial, I do have a series of what I call Sunday simple stitches. I have a playlist of those. I'll include it down below that has each one of the stitches that, and I will include each one of the stitches that we use in today's video down below for you to go watch if you need a refresher. So we've got our 5 double crochets. Now we're gonna again pop up a loop of yarn on that final one. Then we're gonna go back to the first double crochet, insert our hook in the top under both loops, insert our hook into that final loop, pull it tight, and pull through. And now we've got our popcorn, and then now we need to finish it by doing our chain that seals off our popcorn stitch and gives it that really good pop that we get that makes it a popcorn stitch with our green. And because we change color to the green to make that so we can do our next stitch, and then you're going to yarn over into the magic circle, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then you're going to chain 2. Now at this point I come to the back and I pull my magic ring tight. See? Just like that. So now it looks like we've got the start of a really good caterpillar, right? And now remember, you're still going over the purple yarn, so because you're carrying the yarn through. So you've been yarning over it as you go. Well, let's see. 2 things. One, I am going to anchor that now that I've pulled that closed because the purple yarn is there. Just as another way to anchor the closure, I am going to anchor that here. Normally you don't have that, but in this one you do, which is an even better way to just help anchor it so that the project doesn't unravel. Now, you are going to carry your purple yarn up, which means you're going to pull it up behind, and when you go to do this slip stitch into the top of your first the top of your standing double crochet, you're going to make sure that you are including that purple yarn in. So basically what I'm doing is I've got my chain 2 here for my final corner. I've gone into the 2 loops at the top of the double crochet. I've got the purple yarn over my hook. And now I'm going to also do my green yarn over the hook. But I'm only going to pull the green yarn through as a slip stitch. And that's how you carry the yarn up. So that way it's not all the way down here when you need it over here, and it causes a big problem. Next, you are going to chain 3, 2 and 3, and let me just double check this real quick because I need to make sure, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah. So that's going to count as our first double crochet of the second row. I wanted to make sure that that's what I did, but yes, that is the first double crochet of the second row. Next, we're essentially going to do what we just did, but add a couple more double crochets on each side. So there's our first one. We've got 2 more in this row that we've done already at the body of it. So we're going to double crochet over our purple yarn as we carry it underneath. Hold on, I got to pull up a little bit more yarn here. And that is something you will find yourself doing, needing to have a little bit extra both of the yarns out as you go. And so you're going to do 1 double crochet in each of the previous rows double crochets. Now you're going to do 2 double crochets in the corner, chain 3, 2 double crochets. Guys, I'm sorry. So 2 double crochets, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then you're going to do 2 double crochets in this corner. 1, 2. So every corner at this point is going to be 2 double crochets, chain 3, 2 double crochets. This is really a simple pattern once you realize what we're doing. Now, this is our popcorn side. So what are we doing? So we're going to yarn over. We're going to do one double crochet in the double crochet from the previous row, but we're going to change yarn colors when we get to the top. So that leaves with 3 double crochets on the side so far. Now we are going to do another popcorn stitch into this popcorn stitch. Now normally when you do a popcorn stitch, and what you do is you normally go into the double crochet, the first double crochet to create it, or you go in the chain. What we are doing to kind of create our wiggle worm, bring this back over, is you actually need to go into the space of the popcorn. So you're actually going to go right here. This is not a normal way to do a popcorn stitch compared to like what you would normally do, but it's the way that you get the best straightest line as best as you can for your caterpillar. I did a lot of trial and error. So again, a popcorn stitch is 5 double crochets. So into that little space, like I said, it's the little space right here. And again, it's purple, so I'm hoping you guys can see this pretty well. I've tried to give as much light. That purple is showing up really dark. Let me see if I can't add a little bit more light to try to help. But this space right here, and you're going to do 5 double crochets in that space, because it's going to matter when you start to create the pop. You can do the double crochet or the popcorn on either side, like in the first stitch or in the chain. However, I have found this is just what works best for getting it to line up correctly. And you'll see what I mean here in a minute. So 5 double crochets. And again, I'm still yarning over the green yarn in the back. As I do this, we are going to pop the loop up. We're going to go in the first stitch here, go into this loop, pull tight, pull through, and then we are going to change colors and do the chain one. And now you can see how that creates a nice little row of having your, again, that's showing up so dark, so I'm hoping you guys can see this pretty well. But that's the dark purple I have in my logo, so I'm trying, guys. But it creates a nice even caterpillar body. Now, there's 1 double crochet still over here, so you're going to yarn over your purple because you're going to continue to carry that yarn, but you're going to yarn over and double crochet into that double crochet right there. Again, you're creating the space, but also giving a really good pop to those popcorn stitches because you really need that when it comes to creating the wings later. Then you're going to go into your corner and do just what we did on the last corner, which is 2 double crochets, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 2 double crochets, and then you are going to double crochet in each of the double crochets from the previous row, so that's 3. So 1, 2, gotta pull up some more yarn, and your yarns will get tangled when you're carrying yarn like this. You can find there's different ways to work it. I just occasionally will unwind them if it gets too much. 3. So far you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets on the side. You're going to do 2 more because you're going to do 2 into the corner. So that's a total of 7 stitches on each side. And just for those of you who are counting, this is also 7 stitches on this side. You have 3, so you have your popcorn stitches, 1, and then 2 sets of 3 double crochets on either side. 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Or 2, sorry. Only 2 in the corners. So 2, 4, 6, 7. You should have end up with 7 on each side. So we are back to a popcorn stitch side. So there's a 1 here. So we're going to do 1 double crochet that is going to change colors at the top. We're going to yarn over and pull through with the color purple. And we are going to do a popcorn stitch, which we're going to do 5 double crochets inside of the popcorn stitch, but it's being a little inky, so give me a second while I get there. Yep. We're going to do 5 double crochets. Two, 3, 4, and 5. And I will say about this, guys, is that it really does help to carry your yarn for this project because, again, it gives you a little bit of a stiffer base. And that's going to matter as you, for the stability of your caterpillar body, but also for the stability of the wings when we get there. And then you're going to go back into the first, into the loop, pull through. We're going to change colors and do the chain 1 to close off our popcorn stitch. See how we're getting a nice straight little line here? It kind of really does take that, but it is definitely worth it. So of going into that popcorn stitch the way that we do. And then you're going to yarn over and go into the last double crochet of the row. 1, 2, and then you're going to do the corner. 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets. Now we're going to chain 2. And you are going to do 2 more double crochets. Now, at this point in the previous row, your first chain 3 counted it as a double crochet. So that was the 3, 4, 5. And these 2 are 6 and 7. So you've completed the row. So now you're going to carry up your purple yarn. Now, I will also say it's really good to kind of pull and make sure your tension is good with your purple or your green before and after each popcorn stitch and at the top of the row when you're doing what I'm about to do. So you're going to go into the top of the third chain or top chain of the chain 3. You're going to make sure the purple is over the hook. You're going to yarn over with the green and pull through to slip stitch. And now we've got the first 2 rows. We've got 1 more row of our caterpillar body. So what we're going to do is do another chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And now there's 4 double crochets here, so you're going to do 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. So if you watched my yarn haul video, you realize I didn't quite figure out how to do any kind of like print above any particular section in my videos. I'm going to try it with this one to tell you where I'll have the instructions of like so many double crochets, so many, what the total stitch count is up here. I don't know if that will work or not, but I'm going to try, guys. 4. Then you're going to do your corner, which is still 2 double crochets, chain 3, 2 double crochets, and do not forget to continue to carry your purple yarn underneath by crocheting over it. Okay, I'm having one of my moments where it's starting to get a little bit frustrating with my green yarn. So I'm actually going to move them into different places. I had placed the green yarn in one section. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it in another. That's what I'm actually going to do. But I'm going to unwind it from each other first to get it kind of. I think that'll be the last one I need to kind of get them out of each other's hair, sort of. Because I'm trying to not let them totally cause a problem. And I've got the green yarn over to the other direction, so hopefully that'll make this a little easier, guys. We'll see. Because some days you never know when it comes to your yarn. Okay, come on, yarn. Except I've got it all tangled up around me in the process of detangling it from each other. Well, here we go. So, got our green yarn, we got our purple yarn. Okay. I feel like the purple needs to do one round this way, and everything will be good. Okay. So just to count, we've got this first one that counts as a double crochet. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There'll be a total of 9 when we're done. Chain 3, I think. If I've done my math right. 2 double crochets. Now, on this side, oh sorry, this is going to be 11, I think. We have 3 double crochets, so we need to double crochet in the 3 of these for our popcorn side. 1, 2, and 3. And at the top of the third one, we're going to change colors. I think you can kind of see where this is going if you've been crocheting for a while. And if not, you can kind of get where it's going, but you may want to still pay attention. Then we're going to popcorn into the popcorn. We're going to do 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to popcorn. Like so. We're going to change color here. I guess I've got this kind of all wonkered, but we'll see. And then there's 3 double crochets. Don't forget to get that first double crochet because that one sometimes hides. So double crochet 1. Again, you can kind of pull the purple yarn if you feel like this one's maybe not standing where it needs to, because if it's leaning too much, it could just be that you don't have the tension on the purple like it needs to be. So you can kind of pull on that and it'll tug it into place. And then 3. You're going to do 2 in the corner. Like I said, I put this one together and I feel like really happy about it because I really wanted to put a little bit of who we are into the baby blanket that I did for the foster kid project. And if you saw that video, you saw the pattern for this. That was using a DK weight yarn and a G hook, for the record. We're using a worsted weight that is a thicker worsted weight, so I am using an I hook. And 2, so we did chain 3, 2 double crochets, chain 3, chain 2 double crochets. Guys, I've got my yarn tangled. Give me 1 second over here. I really have gotten the screen all wonkered. Well, that may be because I've got my outside yarn all tangled up in the inside. Yep, that's what happened. There we go. That's how it should be. All right. Now we're back to doing what we were doing. And cooking with gas. Now then. So, our center double crochets from our previous round total 2, 4, 6, 7. We are going to do 7 double crochets, 1 in each of these while we are yarning, making sure to carry the purple yarn under each one. And I keep repeating that because I cannot tell you how many times when making this pattern, especially the 4 times I did it for our for the foster kid blanket, that I may not have remembered or gotten it all the time and had to redo it. Guys, it happens. And I'm just going to say what the painting guy, Ross, used to say. And that's like, it's just a little happy mistake, and you can frog it, go back and fix it. Or you can find a way to make it work and have it be a little wonky and unique. So that's a total of 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 double crochets so far on this side. We're going to do 2 more, which will end us with 11. 1, 2 inside of the corner. We are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, excuse me, 2 double crochets. Again, when you see the purple coming up a lot in the front, just make sure to pull that a little bit, or whatever color you're using for your color bee. If you do make this, I would love to see your guys' examples of it. Let's see. Love to see what projects you use it in. Like I said, on Wednesday of this week, you will be getting a second video, part 2 of this, which will show you how to turn it from just a granny square into something fun. So we did our 2 double crochets, chain 3, 2 double crochets. We're going to double crochet in each double crochet from the previous row, making sure to keep our purple being carried with us. And when we get to the top of this one, we are going to change our color into purple. We are going to go into our popcorn stitch to create the next popcorn stitch. 1. Make sure to yarn over your green while you're doing this, guys. I know I keep repeating it, but I also know how easy it is to just get going and forget it, and then get to try to change your color and go, oh no, and have to make a frog back that maybe you wouldn't have had to make otherwise if you'd been paying attention. So we go through and we have the 5 here. You're going to pull up, go into the first one, pull tight through, yarn over. Now technically you at this point you could fasten off your bead color, but that's not where I like to fasten it off. I will show you where I fasten off my color, bead color, or in this case the eggplant purple from Premier. So you're going to do 3 more double crochets while yarning over your purple. I'm going to have to figure out a better place for my yarn to make this work. 1, 2, and 3. Oh wait, again, happy mistake. Quick and easy catch though. Into the corner, we are going to do 2 double crochets, making sure to yarn over that. We are going to do 1, 2, and 3. Getting really close to being able to fasten off that purple yarn, which I'm happy for. 1, 2, in that corner. And so if you look at this, you will see you can count these 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 10 and 11 here. So you need to double crochet in each of these 2. And then like we have in previous rows, when we slip stitch to the top, you're going to carry the purple yarn up to the top and then fasten off. So you're going to go to slip stitch in the top of your chain 3, but you're going to yarn over it with the purple, but you're not going to pull that one through. You're going to yarn over with the green and pull through. And now you've got the bulk of your body of your caterpillar. Now, I'm going to grab my scissors, grab my purple yarn, and however big you want to make your tail that you're weaving in, make your tail. I like to have extra and make sure I'm doing it 2 or 3 times, and then you can pull this away and put it over here till we're ready to make the antennae. Now, again, if you know me, you know I like to anchor my yarn, as I've mentioned previously. And again, when you kind of get to where you've got space from those previous ones, I do like to go back and just do that one little knot just to feel extra safe about it. But I'm going to anchor my yarn right here. Making sure to keep it on my hook so that I don't lose my loop. And like I said, you can go right here and just do that extra little bit to make you feel like you've got it secure here. Now, we are going to do 3 more rows of granny square, and all you're doing is chaining 3 and then doing 1 then doing 2 double crochets, sorry, not granny square, you're going to chain 3 for rows 4, 5, and 6. You are going to do a chain 3. You're going to do a single crochet in each stitch across, and then you're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 3, 2 double crochets in each corner, and I will see you when I get to the popcorn stitch. Okay, so we're here to the popcorn stitch. Now you're going to do a double crochet in the popcorn stitch. Now you could do it right here, which is the first stitch. You could do it in the center like we've done with the other ones, or you could do to the side in the corner, whatever works best to get you the straight line for you. Now my experience has been with this one, I do go into that first double crochet and it just creates that smooth backdrop, and then I just double crochet and then crochet in the next stitch, and you get you that smooth, like I said, backdrop for your caterpillar body. But again, you kind of have to play with it based on your yarn, based on the look you're going for, all of those things. And so for this one, I have found what works best is going into that stitch for this. So when you get a full side, you are going to have for this 4th row, when you do a full side, you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 double crochets, and then again, chain 2s in the corner. So your total of 8 chain 2s and 15, so 30, 60 double crochets total in the round. All right, so on this side, you're just going to do just a straight normal, and then when you get here, you do it and you double crochet once in the popcorn stitch, and then each double crochet, and I will meet you around back at the join up for row 4. Alright guys, so I have completed row 4. I slip stitched into the top of the chain 3, and now we're going to go on to row 5. And again, row 4, 5, and 6 are very similar because all you're doing now is just double crocheting in each stitch around, and then in the corners 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So you chain 3 for row 5, then you go into the next stitch and you double crochet. You're going to double crochet for 2, 4, 6, 8. And then, like I said, in the corners, 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochets. And so across the row, it'll be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 that you'll do in the centers. You'll do 2 on each side because of the corners. That will be a total of 19 stitches for each side on round 5. And then, like I said, 3 chains in each corner, so that's 12 chains. I meant to say 12 chains down here. I said 8, but it's 12. Math, guys, after a long day at work, it's just not mathing. However, so on this row, you're going to have 19 stitches total on each side, or 19 double crochets. On your row 6, you will have a total of 23 stitch double crochets on each side. I will meet you back when row 6 is complete. So again, just the start of every row is a chain 3, double crochet in each double crochet around, in the corners 2 double crochet, 3 chains, 2 double crochets. And I will meet you back at row 6, which is not this row, but the next row. All right, guys, so I'm at the end of row 6. I am going to fasten off my last row by doing a slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 for the beginning of the row. I'm going to fasten off here. And we are done with our spring green. Now, at this point, you can decide whether you want to either do the antenna first or whether or not you want to do the wings. I think what I am going to do on this one is I am going to slip stitch the actually no, I want to do the wings first because actually guys, I'm having a total brain fart. We have to do the last row first. Hold please. We are going to do the last row, which is again just another double crochet, 2 double crochets in this, 2 double crochets, chain 3, 2 double crochets, but it's with a different color. So I'm going to go over here and get my blue. Now, you can start this wherever you want to start it. That's the great thing about this pattern is it's really, really simple, really easy, and kind of hard to mess up. So I'm actually just going to go start on a different side, and I'm just going to put a double crochet somewhere, and then I am going to do this final row, and we will have this square mostly done. Now, I will say this about our square. This one that I've done right here, I have done a single crochet border on it. That would make it really good if you're attaching it in a blanket. If you are doing a blanket, you can make that single crochet row a different color and have that as your whatever your attachment color is that you're using for your entire blanket. And that's an option. Again, you can play with the colors and have as many colors as you want. You can make the antennae a different color. You can make the wings a different color. You can put spots on the wings if you want to. Honestly, I was trying to do as little sew as possible, or no sew, which is kind of no sew, except for where weaving in your ends here on this pattern. So again, on your final row, you're just double crocheting across. This is row 7. You're double crocheting across. You are doing 2 double crochets, chain 3, 2 double crochets in the corners, and then I think it's 27 stitches across. I'll put that number up here down here if I can when I am doing editing, if I can figure out how to do that. But yeah, this is what you do. And then 2, 3. But for this particular one, because of what we're going to make it into, I'm not going to do the single crochet row. I do the single crochet if I'm doing it as a part of a bigger blanket. We're making this into something different for our final projects come Wednesday. So you are going to want to see that video because I am going to show you how to take this into something else. And it'll be worth it. But I'm going to come back on when I have done all of my double crochets for my row 7, and I will see you guys shortly. Alright guys, I have gone all the way around, and as you can see there is a little bit of a blue color change happening in my yarn, which is kind of nice. I like that. We are going to do an invisible join to the top for this top stitch because it will make a difference later in what we are going to do with this, which is just where you fasten off like this, kind of knot it off, and then I really am hope this is probably a really good yarn to do just a simple invisible join video, which I may just do a clip of that. But with an invisible join, you go 1, 2 stitches forward, you put your yarn in your hook, you pull it through, you go into this little stitch that ends up being created separate from the rest. You go down into the first 2 loops on the back. So you skip this one, but you go under these 2, pull your yarn through, and on the top it essentially creates what looks like another stitch on the top, and then you fasten off, you tie it off, you anchor it, whatever you want to call it, and then you can weave in your ends if that's the end of your story. It's not quite here, but you will weave that in at some point. Now we are to where I thought I was when I first started talking to you after I finished row 6. We have finished row 7, so we are ready to do either the antennae or the wings. And I like to do the wings next because that way when you come into doing this, you have the wings so you can kind of adjust your stitches to that. So what we're going to do is grab our purple yarn or whatever color you used for your caterpillar body. I like to use the purple with these particular colors because I think they're good. You are going to leave a little bit of a tail, not an uber long one, but a little bit of a tail. You're going to slip knot it onto your hook. Slip. You're going to go first to the left or the right side. Because I'm right-handed, I start with the right. And you're going to see where right in here, you kind of got a stitch that you can kind of go around. So you're going to pull through and slip stitch on. And we're going to basically do what's called a surface stitch. So you're going to slip stitch around different stitches, doing it kind of loosely because some of it you're going to make a big jump, some of it you're going to make a small jump, but you're going to try to do it in a straight line and kind of loosely slip stitch your way up to the top. When you get to the last row, you're going to start to curve it. So you're going to come at an angle instead of straight up on this one. You're going to come around on this one stitch. You're going to try not to actually hit the light blue if you can help it, but you're going to kind of try to go through the stitches a little bit to be able to create your curve. And again, you're just kind of doing it around and you're slip stitching through your double crochets. I like to go through one or two and then I kind of straight, and then I start to go back down just a little bit. And, you know, you kind of play with it, find out what works. I like to do, at least come back down to that second stitch so that you get a good look to it. You're going to fasten off kind of a big tail. Then you're going to pull this way. So that creates your first antennae. And just to help you understand, the best way to weave it in is you are going to take your yarn, and to get the ends out of the way until you decide to fully weave it in, you're just going to go underneath where the last stitch is. Yarn through, pull it through. See? And now you've kind of got, you can see how clean that is once you pull this through. And then you're going to do the same thing for the one at the bottom. Pull it through in the back, and you've got a really clean antennae. That one kind of went a little bit off the rails, just a little, but it'll even out once I stretch it. And then you do the same thing on the other side. Be back in a minute. Okay, guys. I literally just did a little bit thinking I was recording, and I was really doing a time lapse still. So I went ahead and I wove in all the ends that I did have left on the back here, wove them all in. And what we are going to do now is do the wings. So you start by doing whatever your wing color is on your hook. For me, it's the blue because we're representing the hands of our logo here by the blue. Now, for each bump of our caterpillar, I'm going to try to get some more light in here. Again, that purple is just not really helping me on this one, and I apologize, guys. I'm trying here. But for each bump, you're going to do 2 stitches. So 2 stitches, 2 stitches, 2 stitches, 2 stitches, 2 stitches, 2 stitches. Now, for the bottom part of the wings, we're going to be doing half doubles on the first row. And for the top part, top wing, which is going to be slightly bigger, we're going to be doing double crochets. And I will show you what that looks like. So we got our yarn on our hook because we're going to do a half double. We're going to yarn over, hold that in place. You're going to come here where your bumps are and go to the side. And you're going to see this natural place where there's a place you can get started and hook your yarn around. You're going to yarn over, pull it up, yarn over because you got your 3 loops here. You're now going to pull through all 3, and that's your first standing half double crochet. Okay, we're going to do the next one. And it does kind of help if you fold this in half, but you're going to have to get around it a little bit, but this is what we're doing. You yarn over, you're going to go into this next stitch right here. Again, sometimes you kind of have to create it, sometimes you can find it pretty easily. There's your second half double. A half double is just you yarn over, go into whatever stitch you're getting, yarn over, pull up a loop, have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all 3 instead of doing the 2 and 2. So our next stitch, we are going to go into right here. This is definitely an intermediate pattern, maybe advanced, but I think you can figure it out. I think with what I'm doing, you yarn over, you got your 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. That's your second. That's your third half double. Now we're going to do right here and do our fourth. So far we have 1, 2, 3, 4 half doubles. We've got our 6th one right here, or 5th one. And you're going to try to get both of these loops of green. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, half double, yarn over. And this is the fun one because you're going to try to go into the center of this right next to that. Yarn over, pull through. Like I said, you're going to end up folding this a lot to get your wings started. But there's our half double row, part of our row. Now we're going to continue doing double crochets, just what we kind of did with the other side. So you're going to go back into that hole, and you're going to pop up next to this popcorn stitch, and you kind of have to feel it because sometimes you get the wrong area. And you're going to pull through, and now you're going to do a double crochet. So pull through 2, pull through 2. And then you're going to do a second one right up here. So now we have 2 double crochets. And now we're going to do our third. Right here. And now we're going to do our fourth. And again, there's a little bit by feel here, guys. And all I know to tell you is just play with it. To get it to where it feels right, sometimes it may be a slightly different spot from where you did it on your last one. But it's about what feels right. But you're going to do 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets, and now we're on our final one. We're going to go right here around the screen and do a double crochet. And then we're going to come over here. And there's a lot of yarn right here. So you're going to it's going to kind of be a thick one. But you're going to come up and do a double crochet. Now, there's your first row. Now, you're going to chain 3. This row, this chain 3 does not count as a stitch, but you're going to chain 3. You're going to turn. You are going to go back into that same stitch and do a double crochet. Complete that double crochet. Then you're going to do 5 more double crochets, 1 in each of the 5 double crochets that are left. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And because of the nature of yarn, you may have some gaps that are naturally occurring down here next to it, but you want to try to create your tension such as that it doesn't feel like there's any gaps on your wing. Now, for the next 6 stitches, you are going to do half doubles. So 1, because again, you're creating the big wing and the small wing. 2, 3, 4, 5, and the standing is always the hardest one, so guys, just bear with me. And you kind of have to just go right in there. 6. All right, now we've got another one. So now you are going to chain 3 and turn. Now we are going to do a row of double crocheting 2 together. So what that looks like, but we're only going to do it for our half double crochets. For the next 2 rows, we're going to kind of ignore the upper wing. So you're going to go back into the stitch, and we're going to double crochet 2 together. So let me back up. To double crochet 2 together, you yarn over, go into your stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2. Leave 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, excuse me, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 3. Hey, you double crochet 2 together. Next up, you are going to yarn over, go into this one, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 3. Hey, there's 2 double crochets 2 together. We've got 1 more, so 3, 6, right? So we got here and here, and you're going to yarn over, go into this stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. Awesome. Now you are going to do half double crochet together. So you're going to do 2 crochet, you're going to chain 2, turn, you're going to, and when it's like this, when you have your already previous decreased stitches, I like to go into the meteor set part of the stitch. So you're going to yarn over, and because this is a half double crochet, you're not going to pull through anything. Yarn over, go here, yarn over, pull through everything. Basically, I'm going to create that curve of a wing here. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go into your chain. It's going to create the most view of a wing, and you're going to yarn over, pull through everything. Now then, you're going to turn, and you're going to go into the far stitch, and you're going to slip stitch. Hey, you've got a wing. Now, in order to get, you're not going to fasten off here. It seems like you would, but we're actually going to slip stitch down through the chains, and you can go by feel. Sometimes it may be every chain, sometimes it may just kind of be what the stitches are giving you. But you're going to yarn over, go down, and but what you are going to do is you're going to go, the final slip stitch along that side is going to go down into the bottom where you turned and started row 3. Now you're going to slip stitch over to the top of the double crochet. Now you're going to chain 4, 3, 4. You are going to treble crochet 2 together. So to do that, yarn over twice. You're going to go into the stitch, and I like to go into the slip stitch too because it just creates a little bit more of a security here. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you're going to yarn over 2 times, yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. Okay, we triple crocheted 2 together. You're going to repeat that 2 more times. 1, 2, yarn over twice, in, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. Next up, you are going to go in this stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the edge, yarn over, pull through 2. Oh, I did not yarn over twice. Go to the stitch, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. Now we are going to do double crochet 2 together in the next 2. So you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, turn, yarn over. You're going to go into this stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3, go into the next, yarn over, pull, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the chain, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. And then you are going to turn, and you are going to slip stitch into the chain over here that feels like it fits the best to give you the shape that you're wanting, and then you are going to fasten off. One wing is made. As you know, I always anchor where I fasten off. You can either weave these in now or weave them in later. I'm going to go ahead and do my second wing. Now, you're essentially doing what you just did in reverse. What I mean in reverse is that if you are left-handed, you're going to be doing the right-hand wing left to right. If you are doing if you're right-handed, you're going to be doing the left wing right to left, which means you're going to start with a standing double crochet. And you're going to do double crochets here, and then half here, flip it, half double crochets, and continue with the wing. I will be back when I have this wing completed. All right, guys. So as you can see, I've got both wings done. Like I said, it's literally just doing the opposite, kind of in the same direction. Now, I am going to weed in the ends while I talk to you. This is the kind of square that you block. And I will show you here in just a second why. But I did block this one, and as you can see, it looks pretty straight, pretty even. Tell me, does that look straight and even as it's wavy and all the things? No. What happens is when you block it, it stretches out and gets to where it looks even. So I will say I do recommend blocking this, and I do recommend blocking this. You can either go ahead and block it now, or you can block it after we do a portion of what we're going to do for the project that we're going to use this in on Wednesday. However, you will get to see that on Wednesday, and why I say you can wait until after you do that portion of it, or you can do both. You can block it now and you can block it later. But you kind of get to choose how you want to do that. But I like to leave enough to weave in to kind of, if there's a really big gap in the wing, I like to try to fill it. Like that row usually tends to have more gaps, so I tend to use my weaving into this row so that it kind of helps fill that a little bit. And it also helps shape it too by pulling it and gives it more of a curve. I just try not to pull it as much as I just did, but a little bit, you know? And so I recommend doing that if you finish weaving. So to finish for today, you need to weave in your ends. You can go ahead and block it and see you on Wednesday, or you can wait and block it after a particular piece that we're going to do for our Wednesday video, and I will show you guys that. But I do recommend blocking it at some point. That point can be up to you based on, as I said, what you see, or what you prefer. Or you can do all of it. It just kind of depends on what's going on, how you feel. That's up to you, but I do highly recommend at some point blocking it because it will look a lot better. It just will. It's just the reality of it. But this is the butterfly granny square, and like I said, this is my own pattern that I designed, and I hope you guys like it. I will see you guys on Wednesday to take this into a different project. Like I said, you can use this one to become a blanket, but I've got something a little different in mind. I'll see you on Wednesday and show you what we're going to do. I hope you guys continue to have a great week. I love you. God bless, and thank you for hanging with me this first year. And I will see you on the flip side. Love y'all. Bye.